Sergio Perez claims an unlikely victory in an incredible Monaco Grand Prix, with home favourite Charles Leclerc only fourth as the Red Bull outsmarted Ferrari after heavy rain led to chaos in the Principality. The race was delayed by over an hour after the heavens opened shortly before the expected start of 2 p.m, but F1's Blue River Band event was well worth the wait after that, with drama from a wet rolling start to a spectacular dry finish as Perez on wiring tyres held off Carlos Sainz. Perez assumed control for his first Monaco win after Red Bull's street smarts wrong-footed the bewildered Ferrari, with the Mexican undercutting pole-sitting Leclerc when changing from wet to intermediates early on. This was made more angry for Leclerc when Ferrari double-stacked Sainz, who hadn't started at all, and the Monegas onto slicks. Ferrari initially told Leclerc to pit before telling him too late to stay out. After Red Bull responded, Sainz was second behind Perez and Leclerc a furious fourth behind Verstappen. That was where the top four, who were all evenly matched, would finish despite a bumper finish and a red flag, allowing after a scary Mick Schumacher crash, which the German thankfully emerged unharmed from his Haas car, which was split in two. There was another rolling start, confusing given the drying conditions, but Perez held on from Sainz until the end of the 65th lap and final lap, with the race concluding 12 laps earlier than scheduled due to a lengthy delay. Sainz, desperately for his first win, was eager to take advantage of a bold wet slick tyre strategy, eyeing on a few lunges on Perez, but the Red Bull driver has his first victory of the season. Verstappen meanwhile extended his lead in the championship to 9 points over Leclerc. No words, we cannot do that, said Leclerc on a T-radio after heartbreak. There was even more controversy well into the night in Monaco as the stewards cleared Perez and Verstappen after protest by Ferrari for alleged pit exit infringements. George Russell, meanwhile, was a well-earned fifth for Mercedes, with Lewis Hamilton eighth, who was frustrated behind the Alpine of Esteban Ocon, who earned a penalty for contact with Hamilton, and then Fernando Alonso, who was just driving ridiculously slowly towards the end of the race. But anyway, how did the mayhem in Monaco unfold? Rain started falling about 20 minutes before lights out, and the race start procedure was delayed, presumably to give teams time to prepare for a wet race before race control indicated the formation that would start at 2:15 a.m. behind the safety car. The safety car led them away at that time, but conditions worsened with visibility and poor grip. The race was red flagged after two formation laps. Drivers were finally let out of the pit lane by the safety car again at 3:05 p.m, although on the first lap both Nicholas Latifi and Lance Stroll nudged into the barriers. Pulsar Leclerc led the field away after the rolling start and built on his early advantages. All the top 10 held position before Sebastian Vettel blocked for the Inters. Perez was the first of the top four onto Inters and immediately showed terrific pace, with Ferrari seemingly hoping to run Leclerc and Sainz from wet to Inters. Leclerc then pitted, but the damage was done and Perez was ahead while Verstappen wasn't far behind either. Ferrari then pitted Sainz, who did stay out on the wets, and called in Leclerc too before then telling the home favourite to stay out, but too late. It was a double stack, but Leclerc was forced to wait for Sainz to complete his start, costing him more time. Red Bull then responded immediately with their own double stack for Perez and Verstappen. Perez was now leading ahead of Sainz, with Verstappen third ahead of furious Leclerc. Schumacher then had a huge crash at the swimming pool chicane on lap 27, with his Haas splitting into a safety car was destroyed before the red flag was shown on lap 30. There was another delay before the safety car led drivers out again in the pits at 4:15 p.m. The 3-hour window meant the race had to finish at 5 p.m, making it a time race rather than a 77-lap one. Perez then built a gap after the rolling start, but with Red Bull medium tyres and Ferrari and Haas, Mexican tyres started to grade and giving Sainz a chance, but Perez held on for his first win of the season, his first at Monaco. Leclerc slammed Ferrari's strategy mistakes after plummeting from first to fourth, where the home favourite admits his crashing defeat hurts a lot. The driver was furious on the team radio, shouting, "Why? What are you doing?" after missing out on even a podium at his home race. The season is long, but we cannot do that. Speaking to Sky after the race, Leclerc said he was not let down, but criticised the team for the wrong calls. Sometimes mistakes can happen, but there has been too many mistakes overall, said Leclerc. Overall, in these conditions, you rely a little bit on what the team can see you doing, because you don't see what the others are doing with intermediates with dry tyres. I have asked questions about whether I wanted to go from the intermediates to the slicks, and I said yes, but not now. It would be a bit later on in the race. But I do understand what made us change our minds and go on to the immediate tyres. I got undercut and then stuck behind Carlos. There has been a lot of mistakes and we can't afford to do that. It's the first time Leclerc has been left heartbroken in his home race, While 2022 is actually the first time we finished it, it wasn't any solace. It's hard as it has been the other years here, so I'm getting used to going back home and being disappointed. But we cannot do that, especially in the moment we're in now, said Leclerc. We're extremely strong, our pace is strong, and we need to take opportunities, and we cannot lose so many points like this. It's not even from first to second, it was from first to fourth, because after the first mistake we have done another one. He said, I love the team, and I'm sure we will come back stronger, but it hurts a lot. I think the first one was a very clear decision, a very wrong one, and from that moment on the mess started. I don't know if it's panic, I obviously don't hear a background radio, but there it is in the team. But yeah, it's not up to me to judge. Overall, the message is that I wasn't clear, and the last wasn't clear because I was told to come in, but then to stay out because I was already in the pit lane, and that is where I basically let all out on the radio and screamed because I didn't know what more we could have done. An epic F1 season now continues to Baku on June 10th to June the 12th, and yeah, that'll be an intriguing weekend with all the fallout from this crazy race at Monaco. But before I go, let me run you through the results. So yeah, kicking off with Perez, obviously what a drive from him, and after Spain that's kind of the redemption you needed to show Red Bull that he's still in this championship fight. And then you got Sainz in second, really good drive from him, hopefully he'll take confidence from that, beating Leclerc and looked strong all weekend, so yeah, hopefully he can build on that. Verstappen in third, probably with Perez winning, probably thought he could have won, but not a bad result for him at all, extending his Champions League, where Leclerc has probably been quicker this weekend, so I think he'll be moderately happy with that. Leclerc in fourth, he'll be disappointed with that. Ferrari really should have won this weekend, they need to start maximising their points really. Russell in fifth, talk about maximising points, he did that once again, really good drive from him, super consistent, so he'll be pleased with that. And Norris in sixth, possibly could have got Russell without that wrong call to go on to the Inters, but not a bad result for him at all. Top six, not bad at all. And yeah, it was really close to Russell towards the end. I don't know if Russell backed off or not. But anyway, you got Alonso much further back. I don't know what that strategy was, but it's definitely very strange. But it did the job. Good points for him. He'll be very happy with that. Hamilton in eighth. To be honest, I don't think he was too far off Russell's pace. He just had some things that went against him this weekend, like getting stuck behind Alonso. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see where he would have been without that. Bottas in ninth for Alpha is a few points, but it's probably less than expected yesterday. But they have high hopes coming this weekend, so maybe they will be slightly disappointed. Vettel in 10th, good point for Aston Martin, probably unexpected, so they'll definitely take that. Gasly in 11th, kind of like the Alpha, just a real tale of what could have been really, because they would have hoped for so much more from this weekend, really, especially after P3 where they were right up, they just got caught out in qualifying. Ocon in 12th, disappointing for him with that penalty. It's probably a racing incident, but it is what it is, and you probably really missed out on points. Ricciardo, anonymous to Norris once again, really, it's a shame, but it's kind of true. Could say similar about Stroll, really. And then you had Tsunoda. I don't really know what happened to him, it just wasn't his day today. Kind of flashbacks to last season. Latifi in 16th, didn't really see much from him except for hitting the wall on the third lap on the safety car. Kind of sums up his season. Joe in 17th, disappointing for him again, and he did make a good save, but I don't know why he finished so far down in the end. And then you got Albon, who seems to be up there and then fell down quite quickly, so we'll be interested to see what happens to him. Schumacher had a massive crash, and the pressure is really starting to get to him. Gunther came out with some comments about him today, and he does really need to start scoring some points ASAP, does Schumacher. And Magnussen, I'm not sure what happened to him, I've heard it was a technical issue, but it's a shame for him that. But anyway guys, that's it for today. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and what's coming up and follow to the link description for daily F1 news, and subscribe to my channel and I'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.